shape minds and inspire. My passion for art that raises awareness for the conservation of marine life will never fade. Downy Mystique.
Bohol.
Maadjong hapon ninyo tanan. Good afternoon. I am Pauline Amelinckx, a retail and sales consultant, proudly representing the very beautiful island province.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
If you could meet one living influential woman right now, who will it be? Why would you pick her? And what will you ask or tell her?
If I would pick an influential woman that I could meet, it would have to be Emma Watson. She is the most perfect example for me for a woman that doesn't need to dumb herself down to be accepted by other people, by a woman who is intelligent, by a woman who is concerned about the environment. And I want to ask and brainstorm with her on ideas on how we can better be activists as to those certain issues, like people who feel outcasted because they're smart, for example, or people who want to do more for the environment. Those are the things I would want to ask Emma Watson. Also, I am a huge fan of Harry Potter, and Hermione Granger was my idol as a kid.
Filipino, my passion to be the voice of my community will never fade.
Downy Mystique.
everybody. My name is Ysabella Ysmael. I was working in business development and I'm proudly representing Parañaque City.
To my fellow Filipinos, I am sure we are all aware of the current situation of the COVID-19 and how it has been spreading throughout the country and throughout the world. In light of recent events and in light of the recent guidelines given by our government, I think it's important that we talk about the things that we should be doing that will help not only ourselves but also the people in our community. Number one, we have to practice personal hygiene. I know how frightening this must be, and the number one thing that we can do for ourselves is to constantly take care of ourselves, especially our hygiene. Make sure to wash your hands at all times and bring a small bottle of alcohol with you or a big one. Just make sure you have the necessary materials to keep your hands clean and to keep yourself clean. Always be aware of what you touch, and definitely the most important thing is to make sure you don't touch your face. If ever we have the coronavirus or any dirt in our hands, the way that it will enter our system is through our nose and our mouth and our eyes. So make sure that you don't touch. And if in case you need to scratch, just make sure that you wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water. The next thing that is very important is for us to be aware of what's really happening. In other words, we need to make sure that the information that we are sharing and obtaining comes from very reliable sources. There is a lot of news, whether both fake or true, that's going around, especially on social media. So it's very important that we take the responsibility in finding the right information from these credible sources. Usually this comes from the news, the media, for example. We have our local news, which often keep us updated with what the government tells us, of course. And the third guideline, which I personally believe is most important, is to take care of ourselves mentally. The word lockdown, for example, which is what's going on in Metro Manila, is a heavy word. It could cause a lot of panic, which is what a lot of people have been recently feeling. As we know, there has been a lot of panic buying in the recent days that the coronavirus has become more serious. Now, it's very important that we understand right now Metro Manila is under community quarantine. This is a precautionary measure that we take in order to contain the virus so that eventually, hopefully, it goes away. We need to take care of ourselves mentally because, yes, it causes panic, but this panic that we do, it does not help the community. It does not help the greater good. When we panic buy, we take care of ourselves, but we take away the opportunity for other people to take care of themselves as well. Just because you're washing your hands, the person next to you or the person next door may not be washing their hands, and that doesn't really let you protect yourself then, because other people don't have the opportunity to keep themselves hygienic. So it's important that we remember to only buy what is necessary, what we really need, and not hoard or not buy too much of alcohol, for example. It's very important that we take these measures because we need to make sure that we are accounting for everybody in this crisis, in this pandemic that's going on. Also, if definitely there is panic, it is a serious situation, we have to make sure that we are not compromising our psychological well-being. If you feel stressed with the news, if you feel a little anxiety, that's completely normal, especially because this is something serious. So if you feel it's a bit too much, don't hesitate to take a break. You don't have to stay constantly updated every single minute of the day about what's going on with the news. You can take a break, you can read a book, maybe watch a movie, do something at home that will keep you distracted. Sometimes it's necessary that we give our brains a break from the stress that's going on. And this will not only help ourselves, but it will also help the people around us, like our families, for example. So make sure that you take care of yourself, not only physically, but also mentally. This is a message from your very own Bella Ysmael, and I hope that everybody's doing well. Stay safe and stay clean, and most importantly, stay calm.